Okay, children, the time now is 5:30. Let's begin lesson, all right? Let's begin lesson. I don't wait for the classmates one, all right? So usually there are more people attending. According to my class list, there are 13 students who are attending. But down here, as you can see, there's only 3, all right? But it's okay. Hello, Yan. Are you there, Yan? Yan, what's up, Yan? All right, so anyway, today we'll be doing a little bit of practical math, all right? And I think, oh, the students coming in. Madhav is coming in. Right, and I think that all this practical math, they are getting more and more important. Right, these practical mathematics, they are getting more and more important. So we need to know how to handle them. All right, so practical math consists on things that you use during your daily life. All right, or maybe in future when you want to buy a house, when you buy a car, all right, you might have to borrow some money from the bank. All right, all these are very real. All right, so sometimes the teacher call this the real life application kind of questions. All right, but before that, you need to know how to use them lah. All right, in Sec 1, of course, you have learned a little bit on how to use like things like exchange rate, income tax. All right, but now we are trying to go a little bit deeper into it. Hello, Yan. All right, and hopefully you'll be able to see the slight difference. How come Sec 1 and Sec 2 is a little bit different? All right, it's not a lot of different, it's just a little bit of different. Also need to let you know that Sec 2 work very important. All right, because Sec 2, right, you're going to do something called streaming. All right, you're going to do something called streaming this year. So you have to stream it into whatever best for next year. All right, so this year is very important for you. Madhav, good question. Madhav, very good question. Why are we using Google Meet instead of Zoom? All right, honestly, I also prefer Zoom. All right, honestly, I also prefer Zoom. But naughty Zoom, naughty Zoom. All right, they recently charged 88 Tuition a higher fee. So last time, right? Last time they charged us by account. So we have one account, we can have 100 participants. All right, so we have another account, we can have another 100 participants. All right, so last time they charged us by account. So every month or every year we pay by the account. All right, but now because they know that we are in the tuition business, right? Because now they know that we're in the tuition business, what happened? They are charging us per student. So they are not charging us per account anymore. So they are charging us per student. So for example, that class I got 30 students. So they will charge us 30 times now. Understand or not? So that's the reason why we are not using Zoom anymore, because they are pricing it very unattractively, right? It's making us pay a lot more, and eventually, in order to keep our price reasonable for the students, for your parents, all right, we have to switch to Google Meet. All right, that is the real reason, children. Honestly, that's the real reason. All right, I don't like to your one. All right, and I think that this is quite interesting because all these are a bit of business, and all these are what we call a real life application kind of situation also. Right. So for example, last time Zoom only charges us per account. One account, let's say, is about $300. Right. But now they are charging us per number of students. All right. So one student, you can easily maybe like $10 times 30 is like $300 already. That's for one class. So if there's like 10 over 10 classes, what happened? So 300 times 10, what, $3,000. So it's like a little bit too pricey lah, right? And we don't want to pass this cost to the parents, to your parents, right? That's the reason why we are in Google Meet now. All right, we all have to adapt lah. All right, we all have to adapt. No choice. All right, Madhav, hope I explained myself clearly. All right, so today, sorry about my coughing. I'm still coughing for the last 3 weeks. Right, never recover. All right, but anyway, I need to conduct my lessons too. All right, so y'all be patient with me. If I cough, just relax now, okay? All right, so children, come. Anything you can go to the chat and you can write whatever you want to write on the chat. All right, but please be nice. Your other classmates are here. All right. Just now I got one very funny student. All right, I was asking what is P. P is for porcupine. P is for P is for a lot of words, like P for what did I use? Porcupine. At the moment I cannot remember. All right. So I was teaching them algebra. So I was teaching them like 1 porcupine plus 2 porcupine, 3 porcupine. Yeah, but surely got one naughty boy, right? He think of the P word as penis. Alamak. Then got girls in the class also. My goodness. So don't say such things lah. Right, boys will always be boys lah. I mean, for them it's P5 to P6 lah. So funny lah. So you can understand. I had trouble teaching my P5 just now. Right, Sec 1 to Sec 2. Oh, you guys are even better. Right, you guys got no discipline issue one. Right, I will enjoy myself teaching you all. Right, so children, today, as I say, we'll be doing something called practical mathematics. I want to talk in depth into something called depositing money. All right. So if you deposit money into the bank, all right, there are two ways of putting them in. Something called simple interest versus something called compound interest. All right. So today, right, I want to talk in depth about these two terms. All right. Simple interest and compound interest. All right. So children, if you have an exercise book, right, can you please take it out? All right. If you have an exercise book, can you please take it out? All right. So you can write down the notes. All right. So inside your exercise book, right, this topic is called practical mathematics. All right. You can give you a main topic, practical mathematics. All right. And we are going to talk about these two things, basically simple interest versus compound interest. Okay, simple interest versus compound interest. Can? Okay, so compound interest, you must give me more space lah. Right, because whatever you learn in Sec 1, right, is only the tip of the iceberg. Right, you all can see my screen, right? You all can hear me perfectly, huh? Okay, come. Hello, Evan. Long time no see. Okay, so down here, one simple example. Right. So children, for example, this is me or this is you. Right, this is you. Okay. You have, let's say you got $50,000 in your bank account. What can you do? Or maybe you pick up $50,000 on the floor. What can you do? Right. Of course, you can do one thing, put under your pillow. But putting under your pillow, right, it will not grow. All right. It will not grow in terms of value. If you put under your pillow, right, you might get robbed even. That's dangerous. Right. So people tend to put the money into the bank. Okay. So if you put in the bank, right, a bank will have something called a rate. Okay. Let's say the rate for the bank is, let's put it as an easy number lah. Let's say it's 5% per annum. Right. This word annum, right? It actually means per year. It means yearly. Or sometimes you can see the word annual, ANNUAL. They all mean the same thing. Annum, annual, yearly. Right? They all means 1 year lah. Basically 12 months. Okay? And all right. So that is like the story. That's the story. So this $50,000 that you have, right? This $50,000 that you have, we can call this what? We can call this the principal amount. We can call this the principal amount. Right? And usually we write it as a P. Right? The principal amount. Or sometimes we can call it the initial amount. Or sometimes you can call this the capital amount, even. Right? So some of these words you must know lah. Or the question might say that this one is a deposit. Deposit means you put money in the bank. Right? So these are some of the words they might use. Can? Okay. So here comes the story. You know the story. Here comes the formula for simple interest. You know the formula for simple interest is P. Uh, sorry, the formula for simple interest is I equal to PRT over 100. All right, the I represents simple interest basically. All right, the P is the principal amount. These R actually represents the rate. So the rate is represented as a R. Okay, and let's say there's a time frame. All right, how many years do you want to put the money in the bank? Let's say the time frame. Right, the time frame is over, let's say 3 years. Right, you want to put in the bank for 3 years. So this is actually represented by the alphabet T. Okay, so very important under simple interest, your T, right, must be in a years format. Okay, so it is 3 years. So you basically got to say what? Right, you basically got to say that, okay, my first year, what happening? All right, I'm going to put $50,000 into the bank. And this bank is giving me a 5% per year. What? 5% per year means that times 5% means 5 over 100. What? All right. And 50,000 times 5 over 100 will be $2,500. All right. So $2,500 will be the what? Interest. This is just the interest on the first year. Can you understand? Because it's 5% times the amount that you put in, 50,000. How about the second year? Second year, what is happening? All right. The bank will give you another what? 5%. Right? The bank will give you another 5%. Based on what? Based on your initial capital or your initial deposit, which is another 2,005 interest. Do you understand? And on the third year, what happened? Right? Because you are putting it inside for 3 years, the bank will give you another 5% on the third year. Based on what? Based on your initial principal amount of 50,000. And the interest that you're getting is another 2,005. So children, what is happening? Basically, you're getting a interest of 2,005 every year. And over 3 years, you collected 7,005. Understand? Not? Right. So this is the story behind. This is the story behind what is happening. All right. But in school, right, usually we just say, yeah, just put in the formula. Okay. So the formula say that I is equal to P. What is P? P is the principal amount, which is 50,000, times R. What is the rate? The rate is 5%, 5 over 100, right? I told you this. Times what? Times the time frame. The time frame, the T, is in number of years, 3. So if you press your calculator, 50,000 times 5 times 3 divided by 100. Can you see that you immediately get 7,005 as the what? I. I stand for the simple interest. Do you understand? So this formula allows you to get to the answer much faster.